I wanted to provide a brief overview of how I prepare for clinic. Um, Obviously, depending on where you are in your career, you may have had many years of experience and may have your own ways of preparing. So, by no means is this what you have to do, but I'll just provide briefly how I prepare for clinic in case this is helpful for you. So, generally, a few days to a week before the visit, I will review my list of patients. And what I will do is I will start to make a basic note prior to the visit. If this is your style and you would like to start a note before the visit, what I would recommend doing is starting a one tickler note. So I have often referred to the one tickler note as the creepiest of all note titles. With that being said, it does provide a value. So let me show you. So you would go to New Note, and then you would click a location, and then you would click one tickler. So what the one tickler note is the following. It's a note that you can start prior to the visit. And one, it is a private note that only you can see. So if someone else happens to be in the chart, they would not be able to see this note. And two, the administration has agreed to basically make this a note that will not show up on any error reports or be considered a delinquent note. In other words, let's say a patient no shows for their visit or cancels their appointment, and you forget to delete this note, it will not show up on any sort of error alert for the business managers. This is in contrast to if you started a primary care progress note that would show up on an error report, and the business managers would be sending you alerts and saying, why didn't you sign your note, if by chance you forget to delete the note. So for those two reasons, I do encourage you to use a one tickler note if you would like to start a note before the visit. This is a disclaimer that unfortunately is going to be in all of your one ticklers. So what I do is when it opens, I just go ahead and delete it, which is a little annoying, but there's really nothing else we can do. So what I would do for this patient would be I would go to templates, my templates, and most of my patients are males and most of them are follow-up appointments. So I would click male interval visit. What I do is I copy and paste my one-liner from my prior note to this new note, because that's something that I spend a lot of time making, and I think is helpful not only for me to remember who the patient is, but also for others who may come in contact with the patient. So I would say Mr. ZZ Mouse is a 51-year-old male with a history of diabetes mellitus type 2, hypertension, and hyperlipidemia, who presents for a follow-up appointment. And then, again, this is sort of at your discretion, but usually what I do is I sort of set an agenda. So I put the labs that I would like to get at the visit. Let's say for this guy, CBC, Chem7A1C. If they're having ongoing, pain issues, I might set a little reminder to ask them about their pain. Um, if they're working on weight loss, I could say any weight loss, and this is sort of my agenda. Of course, the patient may have a very different agenda, but these are the things that I would like to discuss with the patient. So what you'll do when you're done with this is two things you can do. You can either right click and do save without signature, or you can go to file, refresh patient info, or select new patient info. So I'll do save without signature. And so now this one tickler will be saved for you, and you can go back into the note at any time. And if you want to edit it, add things, you would just right click and then do edit progress note. And then in a subsequent um, video, I will show you how to convert the one tickler note to a primary care progress note once you have seen the patient.